Hello and welcome to coverage of Grand Prix Irkutsk for the MSEM format. I'm Caillou, and today we're going to be watching the round 2 match between Egg, who is playing Temur Roll, which is an over-the-top ramp deck, which has some early game interaction to survive to the point where it can cast its win-the-game ramp threats. On the other side of the table, we have Fifth, who is playing Black-Red Midrange. It combines the shell of Villainy plus black non-creature spells, which is one of our best control win cons, along with a number of powerful and impactful creatures that are must-answer threats in their own right. So I think this is really going to be a matchup of Fifth is going to be on the aggro, and as long as he can kill Egg before Egg can resolve like a roll, then Fifth should be in a good position. However, if Egg gets to resolve like a roll or more importantly, a Seismic Colossus, I think the game just gets beyond Fifth's reach. Fifth does have like burn available, but Seismic Colossus having lifelink just basically makes that a moot point. Okay, so Egg is going to open up with a turn 1 Sights Beyond. This is one of the 2 Concord cards in Egg's deck, alongside Seismic Colossus. I think both of the Concord cards are good, but also I think there might be a little bit of like not designer bias, but designer, affection for these cards, because Egg did design Al-Tabak, which is a set that Concord as a mechanic originated in, and where these cards come from. Nevertheless, Egg's deck is built to make use of it, has Sights Beyond as an enchantment, creatures obviously comes through in the Mana Dorks, and then Intrepid as an artifact, and then has Alexa as a planeswalker. So getting Sights Beyond online is not trivial, but this deck makes it as trivial as I think is reasonably possible. Meanwhile, Fifth is going to turn 1 Duress. This can hit a lot in Egg's deck, and I think, Alexa, Intrepid, or Roll. This is actually an interesting choice. I think, I don't know. Yeah, okay, so it's going to take Alexa, which makes sense because it puts Egg off a turn 2 play. And Alexa would also be able to get back a roll if a roll was discarded, so I can see that being a reason to take Alexa as well. I feel like Intrepid, though, is really what you want to hit, because a 4/4 blocker that also grabs a land is just insane. Who knows, though? Fifth might have, like, one of his Memento Moris for the Intrepid. Or might just be able to... Okay, so yeah, Egg doesn't play anything turn 2, and I was going to say maybe Fifth is just going to come back and have another piece of hand attack. Fifth kind of does, in that Fifth is going to Reprising Bard, exiling the Duress, so either Egg is going to have to hold this 2 damage per turn, or is going to have to accept being Duressed. And I think it's far more likely that the former is going to happen, given that... Egg doesn't have any way of removing this Reprising Bard other than blocking it with the Intrepid. But blocking with the Intrepid could be annoying if Fifth has... if Fifth untaps and has like a Villainy or like a Xanagan or something, could make it very annoying to animate the boat. But anyways, can't animate the boat this turn because Wanderlust is not online. We'll be able to grab a basic forest though, so next turn it will be. Okay, so Fifth is immediately just going to play and crack a Shardstone Rift, grabbing another Lavatorn Field, so getting full fixing. And is this a Villainy or a Bloodjade Prophet? Okay, it is a Villainy, so can swing in for 2 with the Reprising Bard. Next turn, if Cajun leaves up Intrepid to block instead of trying to use it as his own clock, I think Fifth can just swing with the Bard again, and then hopefully ping Intrepid with Villainy to kill it. Oh no, and here's a Precursor Sanctum from Egg. This is one of the most powerful Wanderlust cards that exists. Essentially, it's a hideaway land, but if you have 4 more lands with different names, you can cast the exiled card by just paying 2 and tapping the Precursor Sanctum, which is huge when you're cheating out like a 6 mana card. Or like, in the case of something like Seismic Colossus, an 8 mana card. Okay, so Mukif the Grim coming out from Fifth here. Interesting that Fifth is doing this... and I guess Fifth can just do this main one, +1 Mukif on the Reprising Bard, And then now if Egg tries to block with the Intrepid, it'll trade with the Bard. And then the Bard can grab the roll right out of Egg's hand. So yeah, this is kind of not a great position. Either Egg's going to go down to 10, or is going to lose an Intrepid and another card. Oh, nope, but has a Void Flare. This will just be able to kill the Reprising Bard. But we'll still be able to get 2 damage in because of the duress off the Reprising Bard and the Villainy trigger going to face. So it reveals 2 lands and a rock and roll. Yeah, that without roll, Egg is kind of out of options here. But has the Precursor Sanctum still, so depending on what Egg has there, could swing this game around. Like, actually, yeah, like next turn, untap Precursor Sanctum. If it's a Seismic Colossus, then Fifth is in for a world of hurt. Okay, so it looks like Egg is going to Precursor Sanctum right here. Oh, but it's only a Petal Weaver Alexa, not a bomb. However, this does let Egg grab back the roll, which is huge. See, I'm going to discard the Mysterious Cataract, and I'm assuming grab back the roll. Yep. And then is going to animate and swing in Intrepid onto Mukeef, so Mukeef goes down to 1 loyalty. Will not be able to bring back Reprising Bard and then re-duress Egg next turn. Okay, on end, Fifth is going to Blood Ritual Egg, and then basically deal 5 to face, gain 2, which is huge. So if Fifth can have like 3 more non-creature spells next turn, 3 non-creature spells plus a Mukeef trigger kills Egg on the spot. That or like Blood Ritual plus another black spell plus Mukeef. And oof, okay, a second Villainy. It's gonna go face. This means if Fifth has a single black non-creature spell here, okay, so it's gonna Mukeef on an empty board, ping Egg for 1. Does Fifth have the last non-creature spell this turn? No, doesn't. Still, definitely has multiple outs here, just because even if Egg rolls, basically Fifth can just untap and potentially kill Egg on the spot with a single black non-creature spell. If Egg draws into a Seismic Colossus, things get way more difficult for Fifth, however. At that point, needs 2 non-creature spells to be able to kill the Colossus, and then past that is going to need we'll need 2 more spells on face. And wow, Egg is just going in, is going to double Wayfarer's Shrine to fetch different lands for the roll. I guess Egg's philosophy is that he loses if Fifth has a black non-creature spell anyways, so at this point might as well just try to make the biggest roll possible. And also thin the decks for a potential Seismic Colossus, because Seismic Colossus is Egg's 1 out here. Okay, going into combat, gonna kill Mukeef. Yep. And main 2, here comes the roll. But is it too little, too late? Well, it's definitely not too little, but I think it's probably too late. Unless Fifth's hand is just an entire brick. And nope, yeah, Sign in Blood will do it. So we're going to game 2. And yeah, there just Fifth was able to like keep Egg off the roll for long enough that he could just burn him to death. And like we saw, like even if usually resolving a roll is just game over, but you have that 1 turn cycle to be able to just burn them out or have a Wrath or something, and Fifth was able to do that. So let's take a look at sideboards. So I think on Fifth's end, probably brings in Just Business, because Just Business kills, even if Egg has Dorks, it kills Intrepid and Petal Weaver Alexa, so that might be a reason to bring it in. Also, Violent Collapse is really good versus Resolved Roll, so that might also come in like as a 2 of. Other than that, I think Fifth wants to keep his main deck relatively aggressive, so I don't think that there'll be many substitutions past that. On Egg's end, I think Stand Unassailable for sure, because the main way that Egg loses is basically just being aggroed out, and Stand Unassailable makes that really hard for an opponent to do. Could also bring in Shaldrin's Rage to take care of a large aggressive board. Tempt Treason and Negate as answers to Villainy, or Tempt Treason, Spellstutter, and Negate as answers to Villainy are also possible. I think Tempt Treason is more possible because it also answers creatures or walkers in a pinch. So probably something like, I can see like 2 Shaldrin's Rage, both Tempt Treason, all 3 stand unassailable, and then you take out stuff like, I don't know, like, I would maybe take out the Sights Beyond, and then like 1 or 2 RFEs. That would be my call. Okay, going into game 2, Egg just going to open up with a turn 1 mana ascetic, going to get some of that acceleration down. This is notably good because it means that Egg can either curve into an Intrepid, or if Egg has a Petal Weaver Alexa, can go Alexa into hold up interaction. But turn 1 Duress yet again, revealing Precursor Sanctum, RFE, Negate, so did bring in the negates. And it looks like Fifth is just going to take the Recall Forgotten Aeons. Not taking the negate is surprising to me, and it might reflect that Fifth's hand is a lot more aggressive / creature based right now, and doesn't have like a villainy. Because otherwise I would say that RFE, while a really good card in terms of the card advantage it gives, and like the ramp it gives, is still like, it's playing to the slow plan. It's not, and I think that like Fifth rarely, if ever, loses to the slow plan. Okay, Egg is going to shock himself with the Shock Fetch, immediately crack it. And yup, there's the Intrepid. Grabs a Flourishing Crevasse, presumably because Egg already has a Precursor Sanctum in hand. And wow, the exact same curve out from Fifth as last time. Going to just Reprising Bard into a second Duress. Oh, and it looks like Fifth grabbing that Recall Forgotten Aeons doesn't matter, because Egg just top deck naturally into another. And yup, with that 4th land, Precursor Sanctum comes down, Intrepid is online, and then next turn Egg can cast whatever he gets off the Precursor Sanctum, which is deadly for Fifth. Like, this is turn 3. This is kind of crazy. And wow, he still has mana off the mana ascetic to cast a Devon. So Fifth needs an answer, and quickly. Is going to dig for one with this Bloodjade Prophet. Okay, so apparently revealed 2 lands and a villainy off the Bloodjade Prophet. Is going to take the villainy to hand and then bin the lands. Then he's going to swing for 2 with the Reprising Bard, which I think, Egg's just going to take that. Okay, so Egg is going to swing in for 4 with Intrepid. And then main 2 Precursor Sanctum, or can Egg just do something else right now? If it's a roll, Egg might not want to immediately Precursor Sanctum. But I mean, at this point, 5 roll tokens would still be really good. Okay, no. He's going to Void Flare the Bloodjade Prophet, and then just pass. Can Precursor Sanctum be activated at instant speed? Yeah, I guess so. It can't be a Seismic Colossus, because a Seismic Colossus, it is probably a Petal Weaver. Actually, that explains it. It is Petal Weaver, and Egg doesn't want it to be attacked, probably. Egg has another Duress in hand. Just going to negate that just to prevent Fifth from having hand information about what Egg's last card in hand is. Okay, Fifth is going to round out the Memento Mori, exiling Egg's graveyard. I guess this is good because it gets the Recall Forgotten Aeons out of the grave. And then on end, oh, it's another RFE. So that was a really good play to not immediately Precursor Sanctum, because now this RFE is online and can be cast next turn. So Egg refills back up, and with the 5 lands and the 2 mana dorks, has exactly 7 mana to bring it back. And yup, Egg is going to coalesce the Recall Forgotten Aeons. And just like that, Egg went from having 1 card in hand to having a full clutch plus a 5/6. Okay, and then swings for another 4 with Intrepid. If Egg has a way to kill this Reprising Bard, Egg can swing for lethal next turn. Because 4 from Intrepid, oh no, actually wait. I guess doesn't have a target to pump up Devon. So no. So could, if Egg has a Void Flare, can just kill Egg next turn. Or can just kill. Or well, the Ambitious Necromancer is gonna come down and make that a problem, so It's not going to be immediate, but Egg still has the upper hand here. Villainy, though, could help in burning out Egg, but Egg is still 7 burn spells range out of being killed. I guess the life gain could help Fifth stabilize against the Intrepid clock. And it looks like Egg did bring in the temporary treason. Gonna yoink the reprising bard. And yeah, Fifth is just gonna scoop in response to that. So we're going to a game 3, and yeah, Egg just blistered through that game 2. Just turn 1 Dork into and then turn 2 Intrepid, which isn't really ramp, but was able to fetch up a land, and then the turn 3 RFE, and then you're off to the races at that point. And Fifth had all of the answers, but once again, Precursor Sanctum is a dumb card. Okay, going into game 2, or game 3, sorry. Looks like Egg opened up with a mana ascetic while Fifth played a Sign in Blood. Egg is once again, just like game 2, going to curve the mana ascetic into an Intrepid. And probably this time fetch up a Precursor Sanctum. Yeah, just going to grab the Precursor Sanctum. This is not the kind of start that Fifth wants to see. Okay, so he's going to Sign in Blood again. Looks like Fifth doesn't have a third land drop. Finally gets it. Was probably hoping to curve into Villainy right there, but didn't get the opportunity. And now the momentum is all on Egg's side. Intrepid is going to be able to just whittle down Fifth's life total. It's a 4-turn clock on its own. And then this Precursor Sanctum coming down is another basically uninteractable threat for Fifth. And yep, there is the Villainy. And then Fifth is just going to pass. But Egg has the Cursory Glance for it. Oh no, that's why Egg didn't play anything last turn. And this game is rapidly taking a downward spiral for Fifth. And Fifth is going to try and run out another Villainy. And this time Egg does not have the counter magic for it. It will be able to Precursor Sanctum on end though. And it's another RFE. This time can't immediately untap and cast it, but I don't know that Egg really needs to. Just Intrepid still presents a 3-turn clock. Yep, swings in with Intrepid, puts Fifth down to 8. Okay, so he's going to play another mana ascetic, and then Temp Treasons the Villainy. Just everything is going wrong for Fifth this game. The sideboard Temp Treasons are hella pulling their weight this set. A third one? Oh my god, I thought it was going to be a third Villainy, but no. Just going to Violent Collapse and kill the Dorks, I guess. That is important because it puts Egg off of recasting Recall next turn. But man, does Fifth really not have anything better right now? And still hasn't hit a 4th land, notably. Egg immediately playing and then cracking the Mysterious Cataract. I have a bad feeling about this. This feels like a roll is about to come down. Oh, no. Okay, just Void Flare, face. And no, a second Void Flare. And that's it. Jeez. And yeah, that was brutal for Fifth, but Egg just had the perfect curve out and the aggressive start with the Intrepid. That's kind of the thing with, Precursor Sanctum just gives you insane value and is free card advantage on a land for minimal tempo loss. And Intrepid is a 3-mana 4/4 flying that all it really asks of you is, hey, you can't you can't block with this the turn it comes down, but in exchange I'll tutor you up any land in your deck. So, and ultimately, Villainy is a deck that thrives on the opponent playing creature and planeswalker type threats, because those it can deal with. Artifact creatures, and then having to play around a bunch of instants and sorceries, without access to hand attack, and combined with a fast clock, the Villainy deck really just falls apart. But yeah, good games to both players, and until next time, this is Caillou signing off.